Welcome back to part 3 of my wrecked Copart Mini Cooper rebuild. If you've been following this journey, you'll know just how brutal this car's story has been so far. I dragged this smashed Mini home from Copart, only to discover the lower wishbone was twisted, the drive axle was completely snapped, and getting it off the trailer turned into a full-blown battle. In the previous episode, I took the panels to the body shop and repaired all the mechanical problems and got the car moving again. Yes! Yes! And in this video, I hope that now I have all the parts to get this car completed and back on the road. Stay tuned. So this Fiat 500S wasn't won because it did not achieve the minimum number of ticket sales. But we still have a winner who actually won 50% of the raffle money. But to continue on with my Banger to Bull series, I do need this car to sell. So I've created a new raffle again. But this time, the minimum ticket sales number is a lot lower. So if you want to support the channel and also have a chance of winning this car, go check out this raffle. I'm doing this through a fully legal and fully regulated raffle platform. And tickets are just £2. So go grab as many as you want while they're still available. The entire draw is managed by the raffle service, and I will be notified when the winner has been drawn. So what are you waiting for? Hit the link in the description below, get your tickets for the Fiat 500S, and good luck. So if you remember in the previous video, I was talking about these hinges and the pedestrian protection system and how it has blown, and it's definitely pushed those hinges up. But somebody to sell this car has pushed that bonnet back down so it doesn't look like those hinges had blown, but they have blown. Anyway, let's have a look on the table. Let me show you what I've got to hopefully get this car ready for those panels coming back from the paint shop. Here we go. So we've got the hinges. Now they are in green, but I'm pretty sure they're the dark green. But you know what? When they're sat inside under the bonnet there, it doesn't matter. It's better than having them in any other different colour. So I managed to get a pair in green, second hand obviously. These are brand new. There's the explosive devices. We've got a new water bottle because mine was destroyed. And remember this bracket that goes down here? That was holding the wing, the bumper and the headlight in. So it's critical that this is in correct alignment. Well, this is a brand new piece. You know what, it wasn't very expensive, so we'll get that replaced as well. And the most important piece is this. Now, interesting story on this one. So this is this little bit of foam here where the pedestrian protection system tube fits in, and it detects a bang there and sets off, I don't know, it's supposed to set airbags as well off, but it didn't. But in this instance, it has set the bonnet explosives off. So this needs to be renewed because just at this end, it was broken. And obviously this needs to be a good piece. Now, looking on eBay again, the cheapest second hand was £70. And I thought, it's just a piece of polystyrene. I'm going to give Mini a ring. So I rang Mini. Guys, brand new from the manufacturer, and he had one on the shelf, £25 plus VAT. What? £70 second hand they're asking on eBay? Do your research, guys. Do your research. So let's begin. I'm going to start with the hinges. Now, once that is released, there's literally loads of stuff attached to this. You've got your washer motor attached to it, the wiring coming for the indicator, the side indicator, and obviously the explosive device for the pedestrian protection system. So let's get these out of the way. That's better. Now we know that one hasn't blown. Right, so that's that side done. I probably need to take off the pedestrian protection system when I get the bonnet back because I need to do some alignment. I've just tightened them up for now. When we get the bonnet in place, obviously, then we'll need to loosen that and mess around with it. So I'm going to go do the other side. That's boring. It's just the same as that one. I'll get back to you when that's done. And that's it. Second hinge in place. So that's all done. Right, next, I think I'm going to do this headlight bracket. So we need to get the headlight out and then disconnect all that because that also works with the washer bottle. So I can do those two jobs at the same time. Right, so new bracket in place, and look, so just checking that lines up there. This one is nicely onto that one, and that one lines up there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the headlights off because I think fitting and lining up the bonnet is going to be easier without the headlights on. So I'm going to take that one off, and I'm going to go take the other one off as well for when the bonnet comes back. On to the next job. Right, now it's on to this last job here, which is going to be this little bit of polystyrene. But very critical to the operation of the car. So I think I'm going to disconnect these little sensors here at each end first. Then we can remove that and put it in the new one. Right, so we can see the old and the new side by side, and you can see how these fit in there to hold them in place, which obviously the new one's got. But look, the old one here, that was broken off in the crash, so we needed that. So that's why we had to replace this. So let's lift this pipe and bang it into this one. Job done, let's fit it back to the car. I think this car is now ready for the body panels. Hello? Yeah, the panel, they're ready? Already? I shall come and get them, thank you. My body panels are ready, and so is this car. Let's go get them. Right, we're back here at Paintwork Express now, and we're just going to go get the bonnet. The bonnet is over here, one of the prep bays. So, yeah, let's go and have a look, see what it looks like. Whoa, look at that. Wow. That is a lovely job, guys. That is a lovely job. Right, that's it, back in the car. So now I've got to go pay the man and yeah, go see what the damage is. But you know what? I think it was a good price. Let me go pay up and let's get these home.
20 minutes later.
And the panels are now back in my garage. But what we're going to do is I've put the bonnet on and mounted it just on there, temporary, just to get it off the floor. Because knowing me, I'll drop something on it and ruin it. And that's going to stay up there for now while we build up this front bumper, because that's got a lot of work. Let's get cracking. Well, that was tough. Now, if you wonder what I was using there, I'm using one of these, which is it's called an opening tool. They're to take screens off like iPhones and things like that. You can go down the edge of them and get rid of the glue. So pushing that between the tabs just allowed me to then push the tab out in a lot of the cases. My finger ends, you feel it, oh. And now the scary bit, I've got to put all this back onto the new bumper without scratching it. Wish me luck. Well, yeah, that's fun, not. That's took me about an hour and a half to get all that back together. Lots of clips and plastic, oh, so annoying. Anyway, it's all done now, let's get it on the car. And that's the bumper back on, and yeah, she's looking good now. Next is the wing, because if I get that on, then I can use the bumper wing and everything to line up the bonnet. Right guys, so this wing is causing me a bit of problem. If you look here, see this delve in there? I mean, that was part of the damage, but I thought that's just going to be pushed in, but I think that has pushed in and pulled this screw thread in as well. So it's making this hole be pretty far out on the wing. So at this moment, I've added just a washer in there. Reason being is, I've measured, where did I measure from? So just, there's a bracket there, that metal bracket underneath there. I've measured from that to this point here on the strut tower, and it was 615 mil. And then I've gone to this side, and I've measured from the exact same bracket on the other side to the exact same point on here, and it's 615. So that tells me that strut tower is in the correct place. So the only thing that's took a little bit of a dent is this piece here. So therefore, because this won't affect how the car drives or anything, it's not going to affect the structure of the car. So all I need to do now is, I think I just need to add another little washer just in there, just to bring this out a little bit more, and then the wing should fit nicely on there. Right guys, we're nearly there with the wing after lots and lots of fettling. Look at this. Yeah, we've got it nicely bolted in there, and this bit here. Now, this bracket here, the bolt hole was way out when I first put this on. This even being brand new, I'm looking, and I'm not sure if you can see, but can you see the creases in here? Like that. So there's a crease there, and it's not very flat at all. But if you look at an original one on this side, that bit is perfectly flat, perfectly flat. Just creases in there before there's that cable carrier there. Whereas mine is not flat at all. So I'm thinking, even though I put this new bracket, I think it got bent in the post. Well, I've just managed to bend it back a little bit and manipulate it. And now, as you can see, I've now managed to get these to line up. Lines up here, lines up there. Now, the only thing is, obviously, we've got the bonnet. So bonnet comes down. I'm not done any alignment with the bonnet yet. It looks a little bit too high here, but that should be fixable. It's just about level here, but I think I can pull this wing out a little bit more. But as you can see, the gap there is rubbish because it's too high. But the one I'm going to work off is obviously the original wing. So original wing has never been off, and we've got the bonnet coming down here. Now, it looks like the bonnet needs to go that way a little bit on the hinges, and maybe a little bit forward, just make this gap a little bit bigger. So this is the worst part, panel alignment. So I'm not going to bore you guys with that. I'm going to go off and faff about with this for probably a good 2 or 3 hours. I'll get back to you when I've got it where I think it should be.
Many hours later.
Right, 2 hours later and lots of loosening and tightening up bolts. I think I've got this in the best position I can. Got a nice gap just down there, and obviously the door is good. We've got a nice gap around here. This just seems a little bit proud, but I can't, anything I do, I can't get that to go in. So I'm suspecting maybe that this bonnet is just, being patterned is just very slightly out, and that this curve here, because it's almost okay there, and it's okay there, it just seems to go in about here. So that is like, this should have a bit more of a curve to it. This side is fine. So this side, it kind of curves around nicely with the actual bumper. And of course, down here, again, we've got the nice gap down there. Yeah, so it's pretty time now. So it's time to get all little bits of trim and the washer jets and all that sort of stuff back in there. Right, so next we're going to fit this cover on here, and today I've got my little helper to help me do this. Bring it over, Ez. Nice, right, get that all in. Yes, we got one in. Right, we'll get another couple, then you won't have to hold it anymore. One in there, and maybe one in there. There you go, thank you. Yeah, that fits perfectly well there, but I'm not going to glue this on just yet because obviously we've got the stripe to go back on that bonnet. So I'm going to leave this till last. Right, so we've had another delivery. So what's in the box, Ez? Ooh, look at that. What's them? What are them? What are they? Take it out. Pull it out. Oh yes, look at them. Brand new. So these are the brand new rings that go on here. Now they only come in pairs. Of course, I've got this one still on the old car, but it doesn't matter, I've got 2 brand new ones. So let's get those fitted. So these are handed, so they have to go one from one side and one on the other side, but these just click nicely in. And they just set the car off perfectly. Right, let's get these headlights in there now, just to make it look really nice. Oh man, she's looking really good now. So next job, let's go sort this wing out, get the wheel arch liner fitted, and we can get this wheel back on for the last time. Right, next on my list, guys, was the wheel arch liner. Now, I should have looked at this early days because it is pretty well wrecked. It's well sort of mangled up here. It's all smashed here, look now. If it just been something like, see this? There's just a little crack there. I could have plas welded that back together, but to be honest, this is a mess. So I think I'll order another one of those. Now, that's not going to come for a while, so I'm just going to carry on and not put this on. And when I get this, we'll fit it later on. So let's carry on. Next is that sill. So if you remember, the sill was a little bit mangled here. Now, I think we'll recover that. That's not going to be a problem. I can just straighten that. I'm going to get some blocks of wood and heat it up and see if I can squash that square. Right, a little bit more manipulating down here. I think we've got this back to an acceptable state to put it back on the car. Let's have fun fitting this. But firstly, I need to remove this because there is 4 little pins that need to go under that. So let me get this off. Right, that's the under tray done. God, that was a pain in the backside. Now it's time to get it on all 4 wheels and get it off these axle stands. As I say, I'll do the wheel arch liner later on when it comes. And look what else has arrived. Yes, it's a license plate. So I've stuck this one on already. So let's go stick this one on the back. Unfortunately, that's going to be it for this video because I'm still waiting for some parts on this car that I can't complete it without those bits. But stay tuned for part 4 because in part 4 we will finish this car. I'll go through all the numbers and all the costs incurred on building this car. Was it worth it? You'll have to wait and see in part 4. So don't forget, if you want to support the channel, have a chance of winning this Fiat 500S, go check out the raffle in the description below. Once again, if you enjoy this type of video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video the thumbs up. That really does help with the analytics. I'm heading towards 20,000 subs and with your help we can get there. So thanks again for watching. Until the next time, stay safe.